kahl'strava, as you enter the portal alongside Ernesto, you jumping first and then him after you, you're met with a somewhat familiar sensation of feeling like you're traveling at an extreme velocity, as your face almost feels like it's being pulled back and your body feels like it's just flailing through the air. You land on your feet a few seconds later, and your vision adjusts afterwards, and what you see around you is an impossibly brilliant forest. For a second, you don't recognize the difference in feeling that you have from entering this realm. There's a slight pitch that is almost ringing in your ears, almost as if the very existence of this plane is on a different frequency almost. And as your body adjusts to this, you more so focus on the scenery, which alongside dozens and dozens of trees, all different colors, green, purple, red, there seems to be a gate of some sort, and you notice there are some tall figures circling this gate, and your eyes follow, and you realize that you're on the inside. Next to you is this large, gnarled branch, a tree that sort of, it's a vine-like growth that ascends and then curls over itself like a question mark, and then at the end of it is this large orb about the size of your head, glowing.
What the fuck?
And behind you is just a massive castle. Oh, that one made the first stand up on my ends, Prince kahl'strava. How about you? What did you think?
I'm just staring at the castle. It's like overtaken with trees and things too, right?
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, the trees are not just green. These are like, this is almost like the rainbow looking at you. Purples, reds, yellows. All these colors just creating an almost like angelic glow as you watch as like the sun is just in this perpetual state of either sunrise or sunset. And as such, this golden glow is just over everything.
It's gorgeous.
Yes, of course. King Vel'strasz would have it no other way.
So, where to now? I mean,
Well, I believe he'll be expecting us. We can go inside, introduce you to everybody. There's quite the court here, Prince kahl'strava. Many wonderful people. And, of course, the townsfolk, they're okay as well. We can visit them later, perhaps. This is something you like to do back home, correct? Like to go shopping.
I guess.
That is what it says in my notes that mortals do.
Do you not own things?
Oh, well, of course, but I mean, it is not so much as though we, work as I am told it is common on the material plane. Really, it seems as though everybody here fits into this city in a way that is almost destined,
I guess how let's just go.
Very well, Prince kahl'strava. And watch your step. There are vines and such everywhere. It is hard to keep them under control. And sure enough, it seems as though every bit of I don't want to say civilized, but like every bit of land that has been built on, it seems as though it's in an equal standing with nature. There are things growing on the majority of any structure, anything built here. And with that, Ernesto leads you down the pathway and into this large castle. The temperature here is like paradise. You feel as like you're perfectly warm. There's a slight breeze, and all in all, this is a very pleasing experience. It's certainly a relief after all the tension of the past few days. Although, as you sort of take a minute to indulge in this feeling of relief, sure enough, there's a sinking feeling that follows, knowing that you have to negotiate with your father. And Ernesto continues to lead you into the castle. He pulls open a large door that seems to be a side entrance, as it's sort of leads into a little alcove and then out into a hallway. And then soon enough, after a couple minutes of walking inside, you find yourself in the much more grand parts of this palace or this castle, as everything in here is either in some way depicting a sun, the common recurring motif of light and life, earth energy, and at the same time all just adorned with this beautiful golden green sort of aesthetic. Excuse me.
Fuck. In comparison to the castle in Neverwinter, like how much more gilded and just incredible does it seem?
Yeah, no, it's in Neverwinter. It was
In Waterdeep, I guess too. Yeah.
Waterdeep was the more splendid building, and as
Okay.
far as that went, it was kind of just like very impressive stonework, and then they would decorate it from there to look nice, and they would clean it very well, so it would kind of just always be pleasant. But here, it seems like everything is just valuable. The walls, all the jewelry that lines it. It seems like this is just fantastic. And soon enough, you enter the throne room.
Oh God. What is it like?
Get a picture up for you.
Is this throne? Holy shit.
God damn.
Yeah.
And this throne room is rather uninhabited, although you see a collection of figures, sort of at the end of the throne room, as well as several guards lining the room. And you saw these guards mostly outside. In the halls you've passed, you didn't see more than one or two. But what you notice from looking at them outside and now in here is that all of them are at least 6.5 feet tall. And they have sort of just like armor that is the exact color of gold and has like these long pauldrons that sort of extend outwards, stylized gauntlets, and like plate metal to adorn it.
Does their helmet cover their face? Like, can I see if they look?
These ones are not wearing helmets, so yeah, you can see their face. They look like elves, but also just a little off. Their eyes are just strange, similar to your father's eyes, but you know.
Okay. They're all just really tall. at least 6'5".
Every single one you've seen is like 6'5", 6'6", maybe a couple that are taller. They just appear to be like big elves. Your father is actually slightly shorter than most of them. I remember him being about 6'4".
Yeah.
And Ernesto sort of leans in and says, "Oh, this is your father. It looks as though he is with Squeamy and your brother."
What?
Well, Squeamy is the steward. You see, he is the one with the goat legs. You see him? And as you sort of squint your eyes, you see there's this little man who looks like he might be about 4.5 feet tall, and he's sort of very red-faced with like a balding white-haired pattern, very fluffy white hair behind his head, and then you look down at the lower half of his body, and it's just goat legs.
Oh, fucking A. No, that's not what I was talking about. I have a brother.
Well, I mean, look, kahl'strava, I mean, your father did, you were born because he was fucking around, you know? The man likes to fuck, what can I say?
Fucking A. It's not, never mind. He didn't mention it at all.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot he didn't have time to talk about. I mean, he might have alluded to certain events that are happening here in the Fae, but it is we'll do more in depth in any case. You see, that is why he has sent me after the initial happening with you almost dying and everything.
Yeah.
There were some minor consequences that happened because of his absence the first time. He does not blame you, of course, but he needs to make sure that he remains present from now on.
I understand.
So prepare yourself. Your brother, he is
Oh? Is that the
He
best
is fine.
description? He's fine?
I mean, he can be a little full of himself, but I mean, it is in his blood. I mean, look at King Vel'strasz. Not that he doesn't deserve it, like by Vel'strasz, of course. I talk too much, kahl'strava. Let us go.
Alright.
And he leads you down, sort of past this large table again with this beautiful, like dark, colored wood, and then lined with glass. And then as you get closer, you begin to hear the bits of conversation between the three of them.
And like I was saying, Father, that centaur rode up on me and I just shoved my greatsword right through his heart. Fell on the ground there. Pathetic.
That's wonderful. I'm proud to hear it, but there's quite a bit more of them.
Oh, well, believe me, Father, I've killed more than just one. I'd say I'm somewhere in the 30s, 40s.
Yes, well, that's wonderful, but there are thousands. We need to make sure to properly approach the next battle. I understand there were some losses. I mean, is that? Well, by me, it's kahl'strava and Ernesto.
Hey. So, you got my message.
Father, it's the one you've talked about.
It is. Do show some respect to Sarah. kahl'strava, this is your half-brother. And this here is Squeamy. He is my steward. Oh, hello there, Prince kahl'strava. I'm Squeamy. It's such a pleasure to meet you. He reaches out a hand. Sort of take a second to admire how hairy his knuckles and arm are. Just curly white hair, like covering the entire thing.
Hey, hi. shake his hand like significantly smaller than mine. Do I just like wrap my hand around it?
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Oh my goodness, King Vel'strasz has told us so much about you. It is amazing.
Brother,
Wow.
it's by our king's graces that we meet on such terms.
Yeah, it's good to meet you.
Don't quite have the Fey look about you, but you're of my blood. I'm sure there's fighter's grace in you. Reach out a meaty arm to shake. Clasp you at the forearm, Cotman style.
This universe is just everybody shakes this way now.
Oh, fucking A.
Literally every time we've had a handshake since Common died, we've done a mid-forearm shake.
Oh my.
It's so dumb.
God damn it. Oh, I fucking forearm shake him.
So, you've done plenty of fighting on your plane, I take it?
I would say so.
Deserve to get a bit more muscle on you, but it's good to see you, brother.
Do not be rude, Ysera. kahl'strava is a fine fighter in his own right.
Take your word for it, father.
Now, kahl'strava, you come to me in a tenuous time with these requests. What was that you were talking about? A dragon? A brother? You have no brothers that are dragons, I can assure you.
What? Did you understand what I asked you?
I was taking a hot shower after a long day, kahl'strava.
Fuck. Like, you got that armor from a dragon, didn't you? He's wearing his armor, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Why, yes? I mean, where else would you get golden dragon skills?
Yeah, that's why I'm here. That dragon pointing at his chest armor area. Yeah, has a brother, and that brother's alive, and
Right,
we
so
need
you
his
want to wear,
support.
do you want a matching set or something? Of course I'll see it.
No,
We've got dozens of them, Carl.
It is it's called the Dragon Moot, kahl'strava. You may have heard of the Elvish continuations of the tradition on the material plane. It is custom to kill dragons there. You've seen what destruction they cause. Even the best of them are nothing but vain monstrosities.
fuck.
It was within our right to take that skin. Savage beasts.
Yeah,
I spit.
so
This guy's such a douche.
I love it. It's great.
Both Justin's character is way douchier than I imagined.
So I get that. You know, they suck. I've killed a few. The thing is,
You've killed a few, Carl. How many?
I don't know.
We'll have to share a horn of ale and tell the tale.
Oh, okay. I need the help of one of them, and it just so happens to be the one that is the brother of your armor.
And what help can this dragon possibly offer you, kahl'strava? What help does he give you that you can't do yourself?
You're a Fey blood, Carl. Doesn't mean nothing.
We're kind of against, an entire army of dragon cultists.
Right. Ernesto was saying something about that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, you and your friends appear to be rather powerful. You spoke to me before about having some considerable sway with the mortal factions in your realm.
I mean,
You speak of dragon cultists, yet you wish to recruit the aid of a dragon.
oh,
This is
it's not the same. See the ones we're fighting against, they're chromatic, and the ones that we need the aid of that they've helped us already is they're metallic.
Oh, you mean the red, the blue, white?
Yeah,
Ah.
that's what we're fighting.
Make for poor coats of armor, I'll tell you that.
yes. This is troubling. Dragon cultists worshipping chromatic dragons. I didn't want to believe the rumors of resurrecting Tiamat. I don't believe we spoke of this last time, kahl'strava.
No, well, we were fighting a different cult at the time.
Indeed, and though those worshippers of Devil Spawn are arguably just as bad, but Tiamat, ugh. He gets like a very sour look in his face.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. So exactly how bad is she?
Well, she's got one dry pussy, that's for sure.
Oh my god.
Good to know.
That's why we can't have her walk in the mortal plane.
Jesus.
What do I say to that?
Oh, Father, you never cease to amaze.
All right. Well,
But that being said, kahl'strava, I can't just. I mean, what do you need?
I need an apology.
Well, that's just ridiculous.
God fucking damn. Look, Father. I get that you don't really want to, and you don't feel you should have to, but I really need this.
Roll persuasion.
All right.
It might be the hardest persuasion roll you've ever had tonight.
Fuck. So 17.
You have proficiency in it?
I have reliable talent now.
Yeah, I think that's just what things you have proficiency in.
Anything that you can add your bonus to, I think. Let me
Yeah,
see.
anything you get a proficiency bonus to.
Am I proficient? I am. So yeah.
You are? Proficient
Yep.
in it? Okay, cool, yeah, so 7. Okay. kahl'strava, I want to help you. You're my son, of course I do. But this is a bold request. And, while an apology may not seem like much, before I can, properly set my mind to that, there are matters I must deal with here. Now, you may have heard your brother talking upon entry, but there is a great war brewing with the centaurs to the south.
I remember you've mentioned it to me.
Indeed. Every so often the tribes unite under a great leader. This one's name is Talareg Kada.
Curse his name.
Indeed, son. Indeed. Now, the centaurs continue to rally their forces to the south. We have had several skirmishes with them, and no matter how many we kill, more rise in their place. Furthermore, there is a werewolf threat to the north. Werewolves led by a group of them that have held their curse since the beginning of it. The true originals of this condition of lycanthropy. I am unfamiliar with the exact tale of how this curse was transferred to them, but nonetheless, those that lead them have been alive for several hundred years, perhaps thousands.
Fucking A.
They are led by Madasar the Blood King.
Curse his name too.
Indeed. Now, the problem with the werewolves is that it is very curious that they have decided to become more active. The centaurs, this is predictable. They like to hunt, to kill, and to chase, and when they unite in doing so, it is only more reasonable. As for the werewolves, there is something that must unite them, something that must drive them towards a common goal. My first guess would be something to cure their condition, as it is said to drive them mad over time, and no doubt they have begun to feel the consequences of bearing such a disease. Now, what could possibly cure a divine ailment? Perhaps the cantaloupe, which is why we must defend it.
At all costs.
Furthermore, the Queen of Air and Darkness to the east, the Queen of the Unseelie Fae. Many who speak of myself and her speak of us as antitheses to one another. She's nothing more than a scummy bitch.
Queen of nothing, I'd say.
Indeed, son.
Huh.
Furthermore, you may be familiar with the Underdark on the material plane. Yes? No?
I've heard of it.
In the Feywild, the equivalent of that would be the Feydark. And in the Feydark, the Fomorians rule. Abominations and twisted perversions of what are called the Titans. Large giant-like beings that do nothing but murder, rape, and enslave. They are led by King Vel'strasz. And that kahl'strava is why I cannot put effort and focus into this request you ask of me. To make a formal apology is no small feat, and for me to even begin considering this, I must first put my mind at ease with all of these threats.
All of them?
At least one. This is beginning to become a lot, even for me. I was thinking about consulting my mother soon. But it has
Your
been a
mother?
couple centuries. Well, yes, kahl'strava, you think I just popped out of thin air?
I just didn't think they would be alive if you're king.
It's a little more complicated than that, kahl'strava. She's kind of ageless. Anyways,
What? You mean my grandmother doesn't die?
the proper term is primordial. Those who created the Feywild.
Just kind of hold like a just I don't even know what the hell I'm hearing face.
It is not in her destiny to be ruler. It is not in her nature. But there is wisdom she holds that every once in a while I must consult her. It has been a few centuries since I have spoken with her. I hope she is not angry with me.
You would be nothing
So-
but proud, father.
I hope so, son. Now, Ernesto, could you see about preparing us a small meal of tea and mushrooms for kahl'strava here? And, of course, my king. Right away. Squeamy, why don't you go to the kitchen and get someone to prepare this meal for kahl'strava?
Squeamy's like, oh, well, all right, Ernesto.
And then kind of just like waddles away.
Yes, that is better.
So what is the top priority here on this list of people trying to take over?
That is one of the questions I'm struggling with. I do not know where it would be best to properly prioritize my forces for the time being. The centaurs, while they are the most predictable and straightforward threat, are also the most numerous. It might be simple to take them out, but it would be painstaking.
Well, how do their numbers compare with the rest of the threats? If you don't, if you can spare the numbers to handle the centaurs and won't necessarily need them elsewhere, it might be worth it.
The werewolf threat is hard to manage because their culture is much less similar to itself, in the sense where the centaurs all tend to think the same way and act in the same manner, you see. The werewolves are more unpredictable and more intelligent. The werewolf society is jagged and not very neat at all. It is hard to measure their numbers because of that. I imagine the forces of the Blood King must have converted a great deal with his whatever tale he is spinning for their cause. At most, their forces could rival that of the centaurs, but it would be likely to assume it would be somewhere around half of that. Werewolves tend to be solitary creatures, and we must count on there being at least a few that do not heed these words. Now, the unseelie Fey. They're a mixed bag, you see. And for them, this feud we have is kind of ongoing. Can't remember a time where it wasn't existing. They are low in the priority list, but at the same time, they look for opportunities like these. When they know that I am not watching them, then they strike.
Low cunning snakes.
Indeed, son.
And perhaps it's best to decide sooner than later.
Indeed. And as for the Fomorians and the Feydark, I have no reason to believe they are directly plotting against me. However, they easily could if they were to put their numbers to work. Due to them being underground and the caverns being large and, for the most part, unexplored, it is hard to say what their numbers could be. But it is said that their capital city, Magterea, it is in a cavern that is the size of a regular nation.
The hell?
If this is just one of their caverns, kahl'strava, who knows how many beasts they could have lying in wait. And now you see why I may consider consulting my mother about all of this.
I do. So,
As for you, kahl'strava, if you're anything like your mother, I know of your talents perfectly well. You may be of use to us.
if helping you is what it's going to take, tell me where I need to go. Where is your mother?
Father, you give me. Can't be serious. He's mortal.
And what of it?
Can he endure the hardships of the Feywild in the form that he carries?
Not all mortals are so helpless, Sarah. kahl'strava is strong. Do not forget he is only half mortal.
Right.
I mean, if you don't think I'm capable, why don't you just come with?
Will do whatever Father commands me to.
Make my life easier.
Indeed, it may be best that you two work together on whatever mission we believe is best. Now, it is a discussion we must all have. Ernesto may even pitch his opinion in. Ernesto has quite the perceptive eye and a way to analyze situations properly. He's a smart cat, Let him fool you. And you sort of look over at Ernesto, and he's just sort of cleaning himself with his paw.
That'll never get old.
Never.
What do I really, I mean, what's out there? I don't,
Well, there's a whole lot of shit, kahl'strava. Oh, look, there's a lot of crazy beasts in the mortal realm. There are many in the Feywild. The only problem is there are more in the Feywild, and they're weirder. But aside from that, it's not so different. Now, I can tell you about strange beings that, occur normally in the wilderness that you must avoid. But instead, I will tell you about the strangest of them first.
okay.
The nature of some of these beings, so in tune with the Feywild, and particularly with the lack of synchronicity between a mortal coming to the Feywild and their existence within it. There are beings that manifest when certain conditions are met by mortals in the Feywild. There are 3. The first are called redcaps, and they are vile, small creatures. Small like gnomes or halflings. But they come to life when a mortal is slain in the Feywild. The blood hitting the dirt grows them like plants. They are bloodthirsty and will kill anything they see, for if they do not kill, they die themselves. If you die, you don't have to worry about them. But, on the off chance you encounter another mortal, be aware of it.
Alright, I guess I'll keep it in mind.
Next are boggles. When a mortal is overcome by loneliness or abandonment in the Feywild, feelings that isolate them from the rest of the world, a boggle may manifest. They will not kill you. They'll just tie your shoelaces together and pants you or something.
How is that dangerous?
Well,
Quite
kahl'strava, if your shoelaces are tied in the middle of a battle, you might just find a blade through your head.
I don't have laces. I point down at my boots.
They'll find
then
a
you have
way,
an
brother.
advantage.
They'll find a way.
Do not underestimate them.
Okay. I guess I'll try and keep my spirits up.
Indeed. However, the third type of creature of this sort, the most dangerous. They're called meanlocks. And when a mortal is overwhelmed by fear in the Feywild, a meanlock may manifest. Meanlocks are dangerous not only because of their physical, monster-like nature, but because the aura they emit tends to terrify and corrupt these mortals, strike their brain in ways they are not used to. If this continues and the mortal cannot properly maintain its own willpower, the mortal may turn into a meanlock itself.
Oh, fuck.
So don't be afraid.
What do they look like?
Like this.
Oh.
They're disgusting insectoid-like men with pincers and talons. They're disgusting.
Yeah, Alright, Fuck.
I should put the other ones in there too.
Oh, yeah. How
These are
big
red
is it?
caps. That's like the size of a person. Red caps are like
Yeah.
halflings or gnomes. And then
Okay.
boggles are also like halfling and gnome. Not the board game boggle.
Those are gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. This place is nuts. You get scared. Something comes to fuck you up. Like,
Now, if you see any entrances to the the Feydark, don't go anywhere near that shit. Fomorians will enslave you and you'll never see the light of day again.
What do these entrances look like?
The large gaping maws in the earth tend to be surrounded by wilting plants and other signs of death. They look as jagged stones, marring the beautiful landscape. You see these entrances into the earth stray far away.
A blight on our lands.
Dude, I want to put a picture of a Fomorian. D&D chat this time.
Let me open that shit.
In Discord, that is.
Oh, Discord, my bad.
Yeah.
Ew. What the fuck?
Fomorians are keen on enslaving humanoids, but the most common of their servants are creatures called cyclopes. One-eyed giants. Monstrosities all the same. Also, Ettins. Ettins won't be too hard for you, kahl'strava, because they're rather stupid, but they are powerful. Ettins are similar to Fomorians, except they have 2 heads.
Oh. Great. Oh, that is gross.
Ah, would you look at that? Fresh tea and mushrooms. And a platter is brought out by Squeamy. Let us eat as we talk of this.
What do these mushrooms look like?
They're prepared sort of like how bell peppers might be, but like kept intact. So like they're kind of just long. Like each cap is probably about a 2-inch diameter or so. And the stems are very thick and long and sort of like curve slightly towards the end, and they seem like they're roasted in some way. And you're served 3 whole mushrooms, 1 red, 1 green, 1 blue. The blue one seems to have these white little polka dots on the top of the cap. The other ones are solid in color. And your tea is served alongside the mushrooms, and after experiencing everything, it's pretty fucking delicious.
Alright. Fuck yeah. Is it like a savory, nutty flavor?
Yeah, they're definitely like roasted and super savory.
Sweet.
Now it's a...
This is delicious.
Well, I'm glad you like it, kahl'strava. It's our signature dish here in Aldera.
Would these mushrooms grow in the mortal plane?
That's a good question, kahl'strava. Honestly, I'm not sure.
Do you mind if I tried to take some back whenever I
Yeah.
leave?
Of course, kahl'strava. Once everything's said and done, whenever you decide to leave.
Just got a friend who's kinda into these.
Is that so?
Yeah, they're kind of like, well, they're kind of different mushrooms, but you know they grow on him.
Oh, that's peculiar.
Quite.
Yeah. He's nice though.
They say this place is weird, but the mortal plane tends to surprise me nonetheless.
So, about going out to find our grandmother.
Right. She is further west. On the map of the Feywild, Aldera is at the far western side. Similar in location to where Neverwinter is on the mortal plane.
Okay.
However, there is land further west of the city of Aldera. Further west in those woods is where the being that we refer to as my mother and your grandmother, that is where she is. To speak with her is simple. It's a matter of telepathy. You will not have to worry. You will not have to worry about any sort of contact issues. All in all, the journey is considered very easy. There's not much in that way of encounters. Nobody inhabits the area, and monsters tend to stray. Further west you go, tends to be the safer.
Okay.
That being said, be on the lookout for any tricks of my enemies. You never know what they might.
I guess I'll keep an eye out, but it'd be nice to have a simple journey for once.
I'm coming with you, brother. We won't have anything to worry about. I can assure you of that.
Alright.
Squeamy,
What is it, Princess Sarah?
bring me my greatsword. Have it
Yeah,
oiled and
yes.
sharpened as well.
Of course, my prince. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'll get right on it.
And he just sort of runs his little legs down a hallway. You hear it patter away and then gets silent. Two of my sons fighting side by side. Nothing fills me with joy more. I'm sure Sarah can show you a thing or two, kahl'strava. I know you have a knack for staying hidden, preferring to strike once with a well-placed blow. Sarah takes more after me, making her every blow hits hard.
And hard it
That being-
does.
That being said, Sarah still has a lot of tricks to learn. I'm sure you two can show each other a lot.
Alright. I guess I've got room to learn.
Indeed.
So, when do you want us to, head out? Or,
Well,
I don't know.
I have a date with a forest nymph in about an hour, so you could get out right now.
what?
Look, I mean, you already had 2 of your 3 mushrooms. You can take the other one out the door. You asked when, and I gave you an answer, kahl'strava.
Alright, I was just not really expecting that so suddenly. There's still a lot of things that I need to know.
Well, then ask away, kahl'strava. Don't let me rush you.
I mean, like, what? I mean, where? Wait, how old is my brother? When did? I mean, where's your mom? Looking at you, Sarah.
Well, Queen Titania has been passed away for some centuries now.
My heart and soul mourn her every day.
Sorry, I didn't realize you had a queen.
Indeed.
It grieves me that you never met her, brother.
Well, I mean, if she was around, I don't think I'd be here, so.
Perhaps not. She always was fond of mortals, though. It's a shame. In any case, Sarah, you must be, what, 640 something by now?
Give or take. It's harder to count for us immortals.
Indeed.
I'm sure it does get hard after that long. I'm still in two digits. So, it's pretty easy.
Peculiar.
I mean, do you remember being, what, 28?
Start like counting on his fingers. Sure, yeah. Crazy times. All of them. Every year's another adventure, brother.
Alright. Well,
Anything else you'd like to know, kahl'strava?
yeah, Ernesto told me, society works a little different around here.
Yes, it is certainly different than the material plane in many ways.
I mean, could you give me a quick rundown? I feel like there's a lot to it, but I want to have some kind of idea.
Those in my realm, you will find that they are more or less always at a positive disposition. They understand where they fit into their lives, where they fit in the Aldera and the greatness of our dynasty. And because of that, they do what they are expected to do, and they love it. In the material plane, you have disparity, depression, aimlessness. In the summer court, the Sealy Fae are not predispositioned to any of that.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
There are theories that it's because humans are such a young race that are so separated from the true nature of their realm, you see.
It would be wonderful to not have to feel any of those things.
Indeed. Perhaps humans will reach that point one day. But I am proud of this in Aldera. I will not let it fall to vile beasts of any kind.
The sun will shine upon us for centuries, Father. Millennia.
Indeed, son.
Oh, alright. And about all of this gilded everything and jewels, is wealth not a concern here?
Not exactly. Resources are not hoarded and treated as commodities the way they are in the mortal realm. Here it is expected that brilliance is a popular aim, that being something that everyone who lives here should strive for. If to make something beautiful is to do the community a great service, and hoarding wealth is keeping it from being beautiful.
I see.
So here the castle of Aldera stands, showing to all its beauty, the majesty that paints the Feywild as it should be.
It's so much different. I wish there was a way to change things back in, mortal plane. Anyway, You can do whatever you gotta do for your date.
Well, it's not hard to get laid when you're the king of the Feywild, but thank you, kahl'strava.
No problem. Also, the fuck is a Fey imp?
Fey imp. Oh, forest nymph.
Or forest nymph? Shit.
Yes, they're spirits of the forest that take feminine forms. You could argue it isn't exactly heterosexual, but what do I care?
Is it even... So, it's just a spirit with a form?
Essentially, yes.
Alright.
They are tied to specific groves and pieces of nature, so there's no running away.
Holy shit. That was something.
Demonetized.
Alright. Alright, well, you ready to go, Sarah?
I'm always ready to bloody my blade.
I mean, it doesn't have to be like...
Screamy.
Yes, my lord.
My blade?
Yes, of course. I have it right here.
Ah, bring it to me.
Yes, my lord.
He runs over and does a little kneel as he presents it.
And I sharpened it and oiled it, just like you asked.
Yes, all good. Ah. Admire it, brother. Night Slayer, I call it. Just a big ass sword.
Yeah, what does it look like?
It's like gold hilt, flecks of gold, and the exquisite steel. It's wide and long.
Alright.
Sheath it. Now, to our grandmother.
Yeah. Alright. Oh, I don't know where the fuck I'm going, so lead the way.
Father, we'll return shortly.
Very well. Be safe, my kids. And to make sure that kahl'strava is aware of possible encounters in the Feywild, Sarah.
Why, of course.
Anything that might seek to hinder your journey, even if it's not a danger. There are mischievous creatures out there. I'm sure I can trust you.
But of course, Father.
And with that, he waves you both off. You hear him calling over Ernesto, and then conversation fades as you walk away.
Your first time here, I take it?
Yeah, I was told that I wouldn't be able to handle the shift as well as his father. So this is my first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen, between you and me, Carl, you might find there's a lot of things here you won't be able to handle. You got that?
What do you mean?
Look, from what I've heard about your mother and yourself, I get the idea you have a tendency to sneak around, no? Well, let me get one thing straight here, kahl'strava. A mortal can never sit the sun throne. You may be here to gather an apology from Father for some beast, but you ever get any ideas, just know I've been here far longer than you have and ever will be.
I've been here for like 2 hours, and
And I've
think
been
I'm
here my
after
whole
your
life.
throne or some shit.
I'm not saying that. Don't put words in my mouth, brother.
Like, Jesus. I mean, you just told me to not get any ideas.
Yeah. Ideas? People have many ideas, no?
Alright. Good. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you've killed many centaurs?
We don't have centaurs. No.
Oh, centaurs. Christ.
Not that I've seen.
You must get bored.
Oh, there's other things. But,
Yeah?
yeah.
What do you go out and kill?
Well, I don't really usually just seek to go out and kill things. Usually revolves around whatever, trying to find or, another goal.
Right, yeah. So, your adventures in the mortal plane. Tell me of them, brother.
Well, I guess it all kind of just started in a bar but
I don't think you have bars in the Feywild.
In a bar?
yeah, like a tavern,
Tavern. Right.
No? It's like a...
Look, brother, I've never been, down there, so you're gonna have to be a little more transparent about what these things mean.
Alright, so it's this place where, like, you go and you spend your money on alcohol and you drink, and, sometimes you stay there overnight if you're walking somewhere, or...
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Walking.
Anyway.
As we do now.
Yeah, you just walking to get somewhere and you're tired, and you go in and you drink and sleep and eat food, talk to other people.
I see. Seems
Anyway.
simple, but...
I mean, yeah, so I was there and I met some people and started, following them around, and...
You mean to tell me you don't lead them into battle?
We kind of don't have a leader.
And why shouldn't it be you? You're half Fey after all, brother. Don't forget that.
I've never really... Well, I haven't really known that for very long, nor did I ever consider that gave me right to command them.
Oh, right. It's easy to forget these things. Things move much differently here, you'll find.
How so?
Well, I mean, you're doing business up here one day, killing a few centaurs, fucking a few nymphs. And, say your father, you go check in on your half-mortal son, and, hey, it's been, 13 years?
He was gone for 13 years?
Well, for you, I suppose.
I mean, when he came to visit, when he saved me, he was gone for 13 years?
Well, I mean, he was here. He was just, doing shit. He's a busy man, Carl.
Holy shit.
I don't know the exact metrics. It's just got a lot on his plate,
So,
you know?
when I go back, how much time is going to go by?
Well, it's a little different for everybody.
I mean, I've already been here for a couple of hours. He was only with me for a few hours. Fuck.
Oh, no. You're getting it all mixed up, Carl. You see, here's the timeline. You know, he goes back to your place, fucks your mom, you get pregnant, she gets pregnant. He comes back. For him, that's pretty normal amount of time, you know? He's up here doing shit for, I don't know, a day or two. He peeps back in. Hey, you're a teenager, you know? Shit like that.
Wait,
But,
so...
for you mortals traversing the plane, things get a bit messy.
So, how long have I existed to him? A week?
Look, Carl, if you think about this too hard, you're gonna get pretty down on yourself.
It's just a lot.
Tell me more of these taverns.
Well, I mean, you know, there's a shitload of them. I mean, you know, every city's got dozens of them. There's some that are just on the road. You know, some of them have dancing, and some of them got really good beer or ale. You know, sometimes you meet strange people that, you know, challenge you to drinking competitions in exchange for very powerful items.
Powerful items, you say?
Yeah, that's how I got this sword.
Show me.
Alright. Pull out Frostbrand.
I give it a touch. Quite cold.
Chilly. Yeah, that's what it does.
Bit small for my tastes, but you won it at one of these taverns. I'm sure it's more than suitable, no?
I mean, you don't normally win things at taverns, but I mean, yeah, on this occasion, it was quite worth it. So, where are we exactly?
At this point, you guys have left the castle, and Ysera is leading you kahl'strava through the actual city of Aldera, which, just to clarify, is spelled like this.
Okay, I thought so.
And as you walk through this city, you're again taken aback by the sights. How here all the construction, all these beautiful buildings made with stone and wood, all of them are just in perfect balance with all the nature that grows around them. It seems like all the trees are considered with the architecture, how everything just fits thematically. And as Vel'strasz described, as well as Ernesto, the people you encounter walking past, smiling, bright-eyed, happy, laughing. It's a pleasant experience walking through this town, and a strange sensation of pride and confusion, with like the realization that, in some sense, this town is your namesake.
So, as Father told you of the cantaloupe.
Yeah, he told me about it. As it so happens, someone I knew in the mortal plane was looking for it.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I had no idea it was
Yes,
our dad's.
we've had mortals try their hand taking the cantaloupe before. None of them
Yeah,
succeeding.
I'm told that's how I got here.
Yes, it's quite a powerful thing. The pride and glory of Aldera.
So, does it do anything besides take you where you want to be?
Well, in truth, Father doesn't let me near it. Mostly just Ernesto. But even then, very rarely.
Interesting. So what do you think the werewolves are after? It's...
What does it matter? Savages, all of them.
Even so, if you know what they're after, it could make fighting them easier.
They all die the same, Kyle.
True, but there are still lives at stake.
Oh, you're right. Truth be told, I don't spend much time thinking of such things.
What do you think about?
Well,
Meathead.
Yeah.
gears turning. Well, I
Sparks going out.
think about fighting a lot.
Yeah, I take it you enjoy fighting.
I mean, yeah. Why wouldn't you? It's glory incarnate, is it not?
There's other ways to solve your issues.
Hmm.
It doesn't always require violence. Although most of the time it seems to end up that way.
Indeed it does. You take yourself for a wise man, kahl'strava?
I'd say smart, not wise.
Check stats.
I already knew.
Call does have really high intelligence though.
I'm also only
Your fucking
28.
stats are crazy, dude. What the
Yeah, I
hell?
rolled so fucking well when I made
Dude, what
this
the
character.
Yeah, Justin, call stats are 14, 20, 13, 16, 12, 17.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude.
What's your lowest? 12?
As low as
Yeah.
12. And he has a 20, a 16, and a 17. Like, holy shit.
Well, the 20 is from increasing.
Yeah, but still, like,
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's gonna have one high stat, but you have, like, the fucking, oh god. Anyways, sorry.
Oh, good. Homie.
Well, don't let your mind cloud your fighting. Fighting's a spirit.
I tend to do a lot of thinking while I'm fighting, though. I think it's a big part of why I'm still alive.
Mm-hmm. So, these dragons you spoke of.
Yeah.
Tell me of your battles.
Well, We fought a green one in a forest.
Hmm.
It was a little cocky, but still very, very strong.
Dragons are tricky.
I believe he tried to escape before my friend shot him with a fireball, and he died midair and fell to the ground burning.
Glorious.
It was pretty cool.
I forgot about that. You Hindenburged him.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
crazy.
that was so fucking great.
That was awesome.
That was a good moment. Well, and we fought, 2 black dragons.
2 at once.
It wasn't just my party, there was another with us, along with a squad of lizard men.
Surely you jest.
No, they're, lizard-like humanoids.
They walk upon 2
Probably.
legs, like a man.
Yeah, they're probably about your size.
Get out.
You know,
Ridiculous.
they're fucking huge. They almost killed us all, but my friend Cotman, eyes glaze over.
Oh my god, so sad.
Yeah, that like
Yeah.
just happened, right?
Yeah, pretty recent.
Yeah, that's what like when I said call like the last week, like he's like
Yeah, hit hard. It's like, dude, what a fucking week for one person to have.
well, like yeah, 3 days ago you were in Oya Vegatone or on Oya Vegatone. And I'm pretty sure it was 2 days traveling, right?
I think so. Holy shit.
This
But,
cotton, a trickster like you, fooling those lizard
Oh.
those lizard people.
He was one of a kind. But he charmed them all. And
Ah, a magic user. Never quite got the hang of it, but it has its power, that's for sure.
yeah, he saved us more than a few times. But yeah. Nobody made it out but our party. They were both very strong dragons. We didn't expect to be fighting 2.
Even more the feat then.
And then there was a white dragon only a few days ago.
Truly.
Yeah. And it was difficult.
But you killed it all the same, no?
Well, we lost Cotman.
Oh. That's... When I lost my mother, it stung greatly. I'm sure the pain was much the same. But to die in battle, that's a great honor.
I'm sure it's how he wanted to go.
Tell me, brother.
Hmm.
These dragons you've killed,
And what about them?
And yet you treat with them. I can't say I understand. They're all cut from the same cloth, no?
Well, there are humans that I kill, and those that I interact with.
Yes, but
Just because they're the same blood doesn't mean I treat them the same.
humans are a bit more complex, but dragons, those are lowly
Also,
beasts.
it's worth pointing out, even like the the alignment of the Feywild is interesting, where it's like the Seedly Fey are kind of just chaotic good as a whole. So it's like it's kind of hard for you to even grasp like the concept of like that split morality. I would say
As far as humans go.
well, I just in general, just try to like look at it through that lens where it's like you're kind of like predispositioned to your nature in the same sense dragons are.
I see.
You know what I mean? And dragons might be aware of that, but like it's still like a predisposition if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, figured I'd throw that out there because the Feywild is just weird as fuck. So like,
Yeah, this place seems fucking nutty, bro.
Nutty.
Nutty. Die, Mr. Shot. Anyway. So, how much longer do we have? How big is this city?
Well, pretty big. I mean, look around.
I'm guessing I can't even see the exit.
yeah, you've been walking for a good bit, probably close to 20 minutes, and you feel like you're still in a large city. But you were told the whole journey wouldn't be more than a few hours, so
Alright.
you assume that once you exit the city, you shouldn't be walking for more than an hour or two.
Oh, I say, out the west gate. Maybe an hour or so.
Alright. Doesn't sound bad. So why is it that nothing really lives west?
Why is it? Nothing really lives west, Matt.
Kind of just considered sacred, and there's not really the desire to colonize and expand in that way.
But what need for it when we have such a glorious city as Aldera? There are sacred lands to the west. We treat them with respect here.
It's very different than my home.
Tell me of your home, Kal.
Well, for one, we don't let nature overtake anything like this.
Why not?
I guess it's considered uncivilized to allow such overgrowth.
How ironic. But anyway, continue.
I mean, cities aren't anything like this. And wealth is kept for, use of exchange of goods and things like that. There's a lot of wealthy individuals and a lot that struggle.
A shame.
It is.
And it's with this wealth that you purchase alcohol from taverns, no?
Exactly.
Quite the system.
It has its ups and downs.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. But even still,
Seems like a rough place to live, truth be told.
it can be.
I'm sure the food doesn't compare.
I mean, all they've had so far is those mushrooms. All they were delicious. I can't deny that.
It would be hard to, brother.
I mean, what else do you eat besides mushrooms?
Well, we got this pretty cool shit called chocolate.
Oh,
You got that in the mortal plane?
there's chocolate on the mortal plane, right?
Not that you've encountered.
Really? Oh, I wouldn't have expected that. But what is it?
Well, it's sweet, it's creamy, rich.
So mushrooms and chocolate?
Yeah, you know, mushrooms, chocolate, you have soup,
Is it mushroom soup?
sometimes.
Is it also chocolate soup?
No, don't be ridiculous. However, sometimes we do put it in a hot drink.
Hmm.
Whether or not you consider that soup, I don't know.
So what about, things like meat?
Oh yeah, you know, chickens, cows, centaur.
You eat the centaur?
Of course not. To taint our tongues with that foul meat?
No.
I
But
jest.
you guys do have chickens and cows here?
I mean, yeah.
Huh.
You ever have a mean steak, Kyle?
Yeah, I've had some good steaks.
I really thought we had that one on you, but... Fair.
Yeah, I mean, usually keep some dried meat on me, some bread. Well, bread usually rots, so it's mostly just meat.
Yeah, we got bread.
It's good. Oh, I guess we've got some culinary similarities at least.
Yeah, I guess. Gotta get you some of that chocolate, though, Kyle.
You got some on you?
Dig into my bag. I usually try to, but it melts quite easily.
Oh. Okay.
You don't eat it fast enough, you have a real mess on your hands, Kyle.
At this point, you exit the city and have begun walking in the forest as he hands you this chocolate.
I didn't have chocolate. It melts.
Oh, my bad. I thought you said he handed it to you, but it was melting on you. My bad.
All good. Alright, well, I'd like to try some when we get back if I could.
Oh,
Haven't had
believe
anything
me,
sweet in a while.
Father has quite the sweet tooth.
Huh.
Chocolate cake, vanilla cake. You ever have a muffin, Kyle?
Not in a very long time. My tummy grumbles. Thinking of sweets.
My tummy grumbles IRL.
Shit.
And you know, we got fruit, vegetables, all that shit.
Oh. Well, we have that stuff too, so... I guess it won't be too big of a switch. Add in mushrooms and... I guess whatever chocolate is.
Yeah. Chocolate. God, I love chocolate.
Kahl'strava, make a perception check.
Alright. That's gonna be a 15.
Yeah, nice. Oh my god, it's
What
fucking
the
OP.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, I
Reliable
love
talent
this already.
broken.
I've used it
Alright.
twice.
Out of the corner of your eye, you're pretty sure you could see a small gnome-like figure with a pointed hat and a long white beard, just sort of like doing like a little dance. And then as you turn to look at it, it's gone.
Yeah, you know, sometimes we even put chocolate in milk. And that shit's crazy.
I love this bit.
Hey, if Ernesto tries to tell you that brown cows make chocolate milk, don't fucking listen to him. It's a lie. I've asked him.
I've known that. We have brown cows.
Yeah, and they don't make chocolate milk, right?
No.
Fucking Ernesto.
So, what did you do exactly when he told you that they made chocolate milk? You seem really heated about this.
Well, I looked like a goddamn idiot. I went up and asked one, and they all laughed me out.
Wait, you asked a cow?
I mean, yeah.
The cows talk?
Yeah? The fuck?
They don't do that where I'm from.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, that was a fine steak that night.
God fucking damn it. Sorry.
You know, all the other realms are like equally as weird in their own way, which is why like I love the cosmology of D&D.
Yeah, this is fucking great. So, like, how do you kill the cows and chickens if they, like, talk to you? They don't, like, beg for mercy?
I don't like to think about it, man.
Oh, alright.
Chickens are total assholes, though. I don't feel bad about that shit.
They are?
Yeah.
What do they say?
Fucked up shit, man.
I can't say I would have expected that. You know, they always seem so happy and clucky and... I don't know. Seem like simple creatures to me.
Yeah, they make some fucked up jokes.
About what? You don't have to answer.
Let's just say. Mamba jokes don't exist in D&D.
Oh my fucking god.
I don't really understand ears, you know? Chickens don't got them. I think it's fucking hilarious to make fun of them. Especially when you got ears like this. I just, like, pluck an ear.
Yeah, what you've noticed, Call, is that the Eladrin ears are bigger and more angular than even like Phelan's ears. Like your ears are just human ears with a little tip. Phelan's ears are pretty knifey. The Eladrin ears are like very extended and almost even slightly droopy.
Oh,
It's like a very
let me-
slight curve at the end, but they're big.
Fuck, I'm trying to think. Let me see if I can find ears that I'm thinking of.
Like
You guys ever
Eeyore.
played Jack and Daxter?
Yeah.
Hold
Like
on.
Jack's ears from like Jack 3 or
Yeah.
some shit.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Like maybe not exactly as long, or maybe they are exactly that
No,
long.
they are like that. That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay, okay.
But like they're a little more behind the head, not to the side.
A little more behind, a little more droopy.
Just like a
Okay.
slight curve on that, but yeah. Whereas
Okay.
like Phelan's ears are like a little smaller and like skinnier than that.
Okay, yeah.
So like they
Got a
look
good
kind of like
picture.
elves, but like their ears and their eyes are just a little weird, and
Yeah.
like yeah. On top of that, they're also just like all like I said, 6.5 feet tall.
Yeah. Alright.
That was a good Witcher song.
Yeah.
Richer music.
Make another perception check, kahl'strava.
Okay. Oh, excuse me.
Out of the corner of your eye, again, you think you see a little figure dancing. He's like swinging his arms back and forth, and now there's like a crackle of red, blue, green light surrounding him. You see peripherally, and then when you turn your head, you don't see anything.
Every time, like, I'm just picturing them Fortnite dancing.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit! Did
Like
they just...
that one
would be
in
perfect.
my imagination was like flossing.
Yeah, no, for sure. They're doing like Fortnite dances. They're just like swinging their arms and like kicking their legs. It's like really dumb. That's what you
Holy
think you
shit.
see, but like you'll look at it and see it for half a second. You're pretty sure you saw that one when you looked at it, but not longer than a second.
Hey, you seeing little dancing shits out of the corner of your eye?
Am I?
I would say no, because I'd say your passive perception is probably it's like you're dumb. I just want to roll with it.
That's fine, man.
Nah, man.
You sure? I mean, it was just a little dancing fucker, like right over there. Point to where I thought I saw him. Hey,
Hmm.
hey, what did your dad say that I shouldn't do to spawn a little gnome-like thing?
Was
Shit,
he
did
talking
he tell
about
me
that? Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. You're probably fine.
Oh, fuck. Do I have to roll memory to remember what I'm not supposed to do?
Roll history.
Oh, shit.
You just told you a couple hours ago. It's not a hard check. The
Okay.
boggles are what you're thinking of, and pretty much as long as you don't feel lonely or a sense of abandonment, then they should not spawn.
Okay. Alright. I think those are a little different. I'm not sad. Alright, never mind. I'm thinking of something else. Alright. So, what do you think it would feel like if all these plants just kind of give like a broad, wide, open gesture to like all the wildlife? What if it was only green?
I'm sorry. You say something?
Yeah. What do you think of the idea of all of the plants being green?
Wait, are they not green here?
They're like rainbows.
They're
Some are-
like green, red, yellow, like they're
Yeah.
like all those colors. They blend together.
That sounds kind of boring.
Oh, that's how it is on the mortal plane.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
green
mean-
flowers. That's fucked up.
Well, the flowers are different colors, but leaves, all the
Mm,
trees, grass,
green.
it's all just green.
Not my favorite color. It's all right. You know, we got the hair.
Yeah.
I quite like gold. There's a lot of it at the castle. Quite shiny.
Yeah, it is.
You like gold, brother?
I mean, yeah, it helps me live back home.
That's
Tend
so.
to keep a lot of it, as much as I can, actually. It, shake my sack.
You
So I have
got
a decent
all,
amount right now.
got all your gold right up in there, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty weird. And you
Well,
just
it's not
you just carry that around?
Yeah, I gotta use it to buy things. Might as well keep it with me. I don't really have anywhere else to put it. I don't really have a house. Kinda just move from place to place.
Oh man. Seems exhausting.
Yeah, it can get that way.
So you can't just go on back to your castle and take a shower
No,
after a long day?
no, it's usually I just gotta hope that whatever tavern I stay in is nice enough to have baths.
You do smell pretty bad.
Oh.
No offense, Carl, but I mean, Jesus, you fucking reek.
Sorry, guess I'll take a shower when we get back to the castle.
That's a
I
good
don't
idea.
exactly get the most opportunities.
Right. All the walking and whatnot.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Get a little musk after a fight, but nothing a shower can't fix. But I mean, Jesus.
Make a perception check, Carl.
I fucking love you, Sarah. Great. You do great work. Another 15. This thing's really coming in handy.
This time you think you see it up in the trees, a dancing gnome dwarf-like figure.
Which Fortnite dance is he doing?
I don't know the Fortnite dances.
There's too many.
This time when you look up at him, you see him and he makes eye contact with you, and then he just goes and then disappears.
What the fuck? I know I saw it that time. Hey, Sarah. What the hell was it?
What was what, Carl? Jesus,
Hey.
man, you're really freaking out.
The little gnome thing in the tree, it laughed at me and disappeared into nothing.
Yeah. Pretty weird, man.
What, you don't know what it is?
Nah, I mean, I don't go looking for gnomes in trees when I'm out here, you know?
But you're fucking 600 something years old. You never just stumble upon one of these things? I've been here for like 3 hours.
Look, Carl, I try to keep my eyes on the road.
Alright. Guess we keep going.
There's the Fortnite dance the gnome was doing.
Oh my fucking god. It's perfect. It's actually perfect.
That's insane. The fact that it's Thanos is...
Yeah, that makes it so much better
It's
too.
so dumb that he's in that game, dude. What were they thinking?
They were thinking they'd make a shitload of money.
He does Fortnite dances. You can make Thanos do a Fortnite dance. How dumb is that?
The official crossover. Holy fuck. Anyway. So, how far do we got?
At this point, you imagine less than half an hour.
Pretty nervous about meeting Grandma.
You haven't met her?
Nah.
Is there a reason to be nervous?
Well, you know, she did birth our father. That's saying something. He's basically a god, you know?
Shit. Guess I didn't really... I mean, I know he told me, but there's just been a lot to take in today.
Mm-hmm.
It's just... this place is so much fucking different. It's good to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Yeah. Mortals
It's
are
good to-
crazy, man. Don't get enough of them up here. Not usually ones that are related to you either.
Feels good to have family.
Yeah. I just wish you were more of a real fighter, you know?
What do you mean, real fighter?
I mean... Come on, Kyle. Sneaking around, stabbing people in the back, that's not fighting. It's like dancing, you know?
You don't think fighting is a form of art?
Oh. Kyle, believe me, it is. But it's more like painting to me, you know? Broad strokes. You know,
That's
stabbing, slashing, all that. I mean, prancing around, that's just kind of silly.
I wouldn't consider it prancing. I'm finding an opening. It's more like a game.
A game.
Yeah.
Father was right, you do have a lot to learn.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Speaking of games, you ever heard of Fortnite?
That's fine, yeah. Hey, Colin, make another perception check.
Holy shit.
So, 15?
Yeah.
It says any roll lower than 10, so ones are lower
Yeah.
than 10, so... Essentially, this thing, it means you'd never fuck up on things you're good at.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize before that it says like only things that have proficiency. I thought it was just skills.
Everything.
I'm glad it's just things that have proficiency. It makes it
Yeah.
a lot less fucking ridiculous and make more sense.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
like it.
So, yeah. 15, yeah. You hear the sound of rumbling and the sound of wood and leaves being pushed aside as a large presence makes its way through the woods next to you.
Do you hear that?
A large sound?
large animal of some sort moving through the woods. And
Get
then
behind me, Carl.
noises.
Shing. Could be werewolves, centaurs.
And then emerges about 50 feet away from you down the pathway. Seems to be a gorilla that's about 10 feet tall.
What?
Ah, fucking A.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, you don't have gorillas?
The
Jesus.
eyes are glowing with like a red light. It's pretty much just like red, no pupils, just the color red. And then the gorilla like seems to move itself forward on its front hands.
I've never seen a gorilla before, right? Like, not even a regular one.
No, no.
Yeah, I didn't think so. This is fucking insane. No, we do not have whatever the fuck you just said. That is.
Well, they're pretty fucking annoying.
Oh, Jesus.
Alright, and then it starts coming towards you.
Yeah, I guess this is the initiative.
It would be, but as you ready yourselves to deal with this threat and it comes towards you, right when it gets to the point where you would be striking at it, right as you fire a crossbow bolt at a kahl'strava, it vanishes.
What? What?
Huh.
What was that?
Oh. Yeah, I remember Ernesto talking about this shit before. I think we're being fucked with.
By what?
You know, dragons?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's one of those.
You think there's a dragon here?
Yeah, they're called fairy dragons.
I thought there weren't any. You said there was nothing living here.
When did I say that?
But you both said it. You said this was sacred ground and nothing lived here.
Well, you know, not us, I meant.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, weird shit like that fucking around, but,
So, fairy dragons. What exactly are those?
they just like to fuck with people.
Are they a threat? Or are we gonna have to fight it? Or what?
Maybe.
Dude, would we be okay? Just the two of us?
Well, I say you think too much, Carl. We're two princes, you know? We could beat anything that stands in our way here.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, oh, by the way, that thing's probably gonna keep fucking with you, so be prepared
Do you
for
think
that.
that's what I was seeing? Or...
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't really notice things like that very much. It's easy to forget.
Okay.
You hear a
As long as we
sound
make it
behind
there.
you, and you turn around and see the gnome waving at you from a tree branch, and then it disappears.
God fucking damn it, not again. You really didn't hear that laughing shit?
Oh, some mud on my boots here. What was that called?
Never mind.
Oh my god. So, at this point, you see a change in the scenery of the forest. Instead of all these colorful trees, all sort of like aligned right next to each other and growing within each other to create sort of like a that sort of like rainbow mosaic like pattern I described earlier.
Mhm.
Instead, this is a large grove of great trees. These trees aren't small with tons of leaves interwoven between them. These are all large trees that you can see because the forest clears besides the sight of these. All of a sudden, the trees that you were walking with just don't line the sides of your view anymore, and instead they allow you to see this huge clearing in which all these great trees stand. These great trees, there appear to be 5 of them, surrounding one that's even larger than any of them. Each of these great trees has a different color of leaves. There's one blue, one green, one red, one purple, and one yellow.
And what is the one in the center?
Sorry, the one in the center is green. The one that I said was green would be orange.
Okay.
My bad.
All good.
So you guys keep approaching.
Yeah.
All right. As you get closer, the trees start to move.
Moving how?
They begin to rise.
I
And
stop when I see this.
you watch as each of them rise, legs extending from the bottom of their trunks.
What?
Arms begin to form from the branches.
Fuck. I'm like wide-eyed in terror. I look at you, Sarah. What is happening?
Hmm.
I'm gonna play some other music.
I think the trees are moving.
And you are familiar with tree ants, Sarah. You're just not familiar with these tree ants.
Oh yeah. You got trees to talk in the mortal plane?
No.
Alright, well that's what these are.
No.
Faces form from the bark on each of these trees, and at their full height, they're all standing well over 15 feet tall.
15 or 50?
50.
50. Okay.
They're huge.
Yeah.
Sorry. I made that sound like 15, but yeah, they're huge. And the one in the middle is much bigger. They kneel down, and their faces and bodies are sort of like their faces are in their body. There's not like a clear head, and they all lean down, and they're rumbling. Or their words just rumble the ground. One of them speaks. Those of the sun's blood visit the sun grove.
Yes, that would be us. I'm Prince Ysera, and this is my mortal brother kahl'strava.
What do you seek in the sun grove?
Well, we're trying to talk to our grandma.
The Earth Mother.
Yeah.
Very well. Those of sun's blood may be permitted.
I expect no less.
And the trees sort of begin to take a rigid shape, and the faces fade. And while their forms stay there, they seem to be dormant.
At this point, you feel a presence contact both of your minds. You don't hear a voice, but you hear thoughts and greeting transmitted to you. This presence is old and powerful, and you feel as though it could just wrench your mind from you, but it just remains at a distant contact, just enough to transmit emotions and feelings to you.
Can I transmit thoughts and feelings of
You feel your thoughts and feelings transmitting as you think about them transmitting and feeling.
Oh shit. All right, then because I think about my just seeing my dad and him, saying to go see our grandmother and him needing or wanting advice on what to do.
At first you feel love and then concern. Now you sense that there is thinking happening. What do you specifically wish to know? What to do? Or what,
I guess I'm asking, like, what of all the, dangers threatening my father, what the list of priority should be. And where we should focus.
She doesn't tell you of which action to take, but instead you feel certain realizations come to you. You are met with the realization that the centaurs can only be defeated if they are dissolved, and that other than killing all of them, that could only happen if their leader were to die, and so the tribes would be dispersed once again. She tells you that the werewolves may not be loyal to the cause that they follow, and while even she doesn't seem to know what this cause is, she states that you feel her state that were you to somehow interfere in their loyalty to one another, that would dissolve them. You feel that the threat of the Queen of Air and Darkness is dormant and not a priority. And you feel that the Fomorians and anything that dwells within the Feydark is out of reach and would not be beneficial to pursue.
Okay.
I'm thinking about a fish sandwich, like the Fey equivalent of a fillet of fish.
Oh, okay. A fillet of fish?
Yeah.
Fey-Leo fish.
A fillet of fish.
Fey Donald's.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Oh, that's good. that's a good one. I'm
Sponsored by
thinking.
Chick-fil-A.
Thinking, if she would know how best to reach the leaders of both causes to cause interference.
You are met with the realization that the centaurs, what is considered their capital city, or at least their chief settlement in a tribe of nomadic beasts like humanoid-like beasts. The city is named Kadavorl. As far as the capital city of the Blood King's kingdom, called Sental.
Okay. I am thinking.
My thoughts shift to time that Ernesto played Got Your Nose with me as a kid.
With a paw.
And I get really angry.
I'm thinking and looking for her input as to what she thinks of kind of chopping the heads off of the both parties as a means of stopping this, like rather than any like full-on forced conflict.
You are met with the realization that the centaurs might respect brutal conflict and, you know, right by power, in the sense of loser doesn't deserve to have what he used to rule over. As far as the werewolves, you realize that while as long as there are those who are fervently devoted to whatever cause is uniting them, the death of one won't necessarily stop them in the same way it might stop the centaurs.
Okay. Does she have any idea of how to find out the cause of the werewolves?
She does not know, and you also get a sensation of surprise, even at herself, that she doesn't know, and also disappointment, guilt.
Okay. I thank her, and try and project the warmth that I feel in meeting her.
You feel the warmth meet you back, and the whole sensation was very wholesome and spiritual, feeling like the essence of your mind wrapped with another being like that, especially like within this context. It's strange, you feel a kinship, although looking at her as a tree, feel a little strange for feeling it.
I think about the chocolate cows.
Damn it.
Try
Dying.
to get an answer about that.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it so badly.
You're met with the realization that all tales of chocolate cows are bitter lies.
Tear rolls down his face.
Think about pink cows in a questioning manner.
There are tales of pink cows, but they are said to produce regular milk.
I'm hit with a pang of disappointment and grief.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I guess.
You okay?
Yeah.
You look a little down.
Well, Carl. Times when you go looking for answers, you might not always like what you hear.
Alright.
But did you get anything about the werewolves?
Yeah, she doesn't know their cause, but she believes, as long as this cause is in the minds of many of these werewolves, that killing the leader won't change much.
Uh-huh. And, horse lords?
The centaurs?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they would likely scatter with the death of their leader. However, they may respect the, challenge of confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
And this may make getting them to stop easier if we respect that.
As opposed to outright killing him?
I think. However, I guess there's also the option of challenging him personally. But I guess that will...
Yeah,
have to be
basically it's
discussed
like
with-
you can either assassinate him or challenge him.
Yeah.
Kinda like what it came down to.
I guess we will have to discuss that with Father.
Yeah, you really know the right questions to ask, brother.
What did you ask?
We better get back, huh?
Yeah. Alright.
You ever have a fish sandwich, Kyle?
Not recently, but I've had a few.
Damn, those are good.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Think he'll be done with his date by the time we're back?
There's no telling with those forest nymphs, you know?
I in fact do not know. No.
Oh, well, shit can get pretty weird pretty fast. Let's just leave it at that.
Alright.
All I'm saying, Carl, is when you start bringing ropes into it, I get pretty overwhelmed.
Alright, let's leave it at that.
Yeah. If only.
Holy shit. Are they just like dominatrixes?
You know how to juggle, Kyle?
I've juggled a few times, yeah.
You are kidding.
No, no, I'm not. No,
Ernesto won't teach me.
I mean I can teach you to juggle if you want to so badly.
Yeah, one time he tried to teach Squeamy and that fucking fool dropped a rock on his head.
Ow!
I mean I can show you while we walk if you want.
Truly?
Sure.
Oh, the look on Ernesto's face when I come back juggling. Alright, how do we start?
Guess I'll take out like 3 coins. I'll use coins for it. Just start going through the ins and outs of, having things in the air and balancing where they're gonna be, and juggling.
Yeah. Alright,
Should I roll like? What do I roll for this? Showing this man juggling.
Intimidation.
I think it's more what he rolls to get it down.
Okay.
So Justin, we'll just, you didn't make a sheet, but we'll say your intelligence modifier is -1, and your dexterity would probably be what, like +3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
fine with that.
let's roll 2d20s, one for intelligence and then one for sleight of hand.
Well, shit.
Wow, alright.
That worked out.
Yeah, for once you're actually able to just focus on this, and within about half an hour of Call introducing it to you, you're able to do not a clean juggle, but you just juggled. For like, it was a small juggle that was like your first juggle, and you think you could start getting better at it.
Oh my god. This. Now this is living.
Yeah, I mean, you can, if you get good enough, you can add in more. It doesn't just have to be 3. You can do 4, 5, 6.
Surely you can't be serious.
No, I'm serious.
6 in the air at once.
I mean, I'm not that good, but it's not out of reach, not out of question.
Not even Ernesto could do such a thing. Now, look, Carl, whatever Ernesto might say, he can't take your nose.
I didn't think he could.
I'll try to tell you he has it, but it's just his finger.
Oh,
His claw.
okay. This is so good.
Don't believe his lies, Carl.
Thanks for looking out for me.
Of course. I'm sorry about being hostile earlier. It's, I just want Dad to be proud of me.
Don't worry about it.
He's a noble man, but God, he can be a dick sometimes.
Yeah, it's not surprising. Huh. So, I think we should start with the centaurs. What about you?
Yeah, those centaurs. I could probably take the leader. If he's anything like the other ones I've killed. Quite pathetic at fighting compared to likes of me, I might say.
Well, I mean, if you don't think he's anything to worry about, then that should take care of that quickly.
Yeah.
But, again,
I mean, look, Carl, you got the brains here.
thanks.
If you want me to fight someone, hey, I'll do it, but, if you think it's right, that's what matters. Father seems to trust you enough with this, so...
Well, I mean, I don't know how strong this leader is or anything about him really, so I guess we still have to talk about it. There's still more planning to do.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Ugh. You ever climb a tree, Kyle?
Yeah, I've climbed plenty. Why?
I was just wondering. You can see a lot up there.
Yeah, helps a lot.
Hey, I guess it does.
Hiding, fighting.
I don't know about hiding. The sheer thrill. Being taller than you were but a moment before. Quite empowering, no?
I can't say I've ever looked at it that way.
Yep. This one time I was climbing a tree and, just started up and walking. Tree out the whole time. Crazy shit.
That would have scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, and he was all like, "Oh, what are you doing in my hair? Get out of here." I don't
And
really...
you continue the conversation for the few hours back to town. And as you guys make
Sleepy
your
there,
way
boys.
through Aldera, you are met with the view of the castle once more, where you think about all the things you need to discuss with your father after meeting with the primordial who was referred to as the Earth Mother.
Yeah, holy fuck.
And that's where we're gonna pick it up next time.
Yeah, I figured you guys were getting a little tired.
Yeah. That was really good though.
That was great. Sarah's fucking great.
Yeah.
Alright, everybody, thanks for watching. Next time, we'll see what happens with Carl's dad. Will they fight the centaurs? Will they assassinate the leader? Is Ysera gonna learn to juggle? Find out next time on Sage of the Sword Coast, Carl's Quest. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, like, comment, subscribe to our Patreon. $100 monthly supporters will receive a free signed copy of
We don't have anything to sign.
Thanks for watching. Bye.